Hello, Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Today we're going to talk about that million-dollar question, how to have a healthy relationship. Okay, so when we talk about relationships, it's one of those questions that arises in so many people's minds, and it's so baffling. For some people, relationships are easier to control, easier to get through, easier to understand. But I would think, there are not that many people who are that way. For the majority of us, I would think that working at relationships, building healthy relationships, falling into problems within relationships, that's something that we need to talk about and we need to address. We're going to talk about the different things that can help you. And one of the things that I think is really important for any relationship is respect. Goes without saying, doesn't it? Respect is such a powerful word. With respect, you can build personalities, you can build children, you can build nations. Respect is such a fundamental component of the human being, of the things that you need in your life, of those qualities that you have to give yourself and also you have to give other people. When you are respecting somebody, what you're actually saying is that you are appreciating their worth, you are appreciating them as a human being, and you are giving them priority. You are telling them that they are worth something, because one of the problems in a relationship is that when you become, used to each other and you enter a sort of a relaxed phase and you're not too worried about, the initial days of a relationship when you were impressing each other, making extra efforts maybe, you can come into a zone or a phase where your partner may think that you're not respecting them. So listen to those things that are coming back your way. Listen to complaints if there are any, and that should be able to tell you if you're doing things right. And trust. Well, trust is easier said than done, isn't it? But then, as many people say, the only way to earn trust and to know if you can trust someone is to give them that trust. And basically the thing about trust is that you're making yourself vulnerable. You're giving another person power over you. You are sharing things with them that you wouldn't share with other people. You are giving them a part of your life. You are giving them a part of yourself. And basically you're saying, okay, this is a part of me. Please respect it. Please be careful, and please don't hurt me in any way. That's what's happening when you are trusting someone. It's a very natural feeling to be apprehensive about trusting someone. But as they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if you are not ready to surrender that trust, then you're going to have problems, because when you're in a relationship, or it doesn't have to be a love relationship, it can be a family relationship, any sort of relationship, trust is a fundamental element and one of the binding factors in that relationship. So be brave, trust the other person. Of course, do not be foolish about it. You can't go around trusting everybody, but once you feel comfortable, once you feel that you're in that phase of taking a relationship to the next level, then start trusting. And also, when you are trusting another person, you have to tell them that they need to earn your trust. So it's a two-way street. Everything is reciprocal. Open communication, good communication skills. You cannot stress this enough. It's so important. So many relationships fall south. So many relationships fail, or they, fall apart because of the communication. When we're talking about communication, the thing that you find in many relationships, and we've all been guilty about doing this, is sometimes when you're talking about a relationship, you're thinking, am I being heard? Has my message gone across? Have I said what I want to say? Now, if you think about all those points, you've missed a fundamental element of the relationship, and that is, it's not all about me. It's not all about me. It's not all about what I want to say. It's not all about what I want to communicate across. It's about two people. It's about the other person as well. It's about the partner in your life. It's about them. Are they being listened to? Is communication going both ways? Because that is very important, to have the communication channels in flow, in sync, where information is going out, is being received, is being processed correctly, and then it's working vice versa, the other way, and coming back to you. Now, in those steps, when you have a breakdown in communication, that's where what you want to say is not being transmitted to the other person, is not being expressed to the other person. You're saying something, they're receiving it in a different way, and therefore processing it in a different way. So as I said, relationships have so much there. You have so much to work on. You want it to work, you've got to put in the effort. Equality. Now that is something that I think is one of those game breakers, isn't it? And the game changers in a relationship. I mean, if you want something for yourself and you have a different set of rules for the other person, in the beginning, while everything is, sort of lovey-dovey and whatever, in the beginning, okay, that's okay, you'll pass through. But when the other person, or even you yourself, realize that, hey, okay, there's a different set of values for them and a different set of values for me, and that's not on. You may have sort of been okay with it at the beginning, or accepted it because it wasn't that highlighted, but later on you will resent it. So equality in any relationship is very, very important. What you want for yourself, the rules that you have, the sort of, limits, boundaries, whatever, values that you set yourself by. If you are going to hold a different set of values for the other person, there's going to be a bit of trouble. Having something that you like to do together. It's very important in a relationship to actually like the other person. These are another one of those problems that in the beginning, when you're, getting to know somebody, you may find something that attracts you. And then as time evolves, as time changes, relationships change, people change, their likes and dislikes change. Now, the very important thing here is to understand that you're not in a relationship to change the other person. If you like them as they were at the beginning of a relationship, it's unfair for you to then say that, hey, okay, I like these things about you, but these things, I'm not too crazy about, so let's work on changing you. And that's where many things go wrong, because if you are working towards changing your partner or the person who's in your life, well then, there's going to come a day when they will ask this question, okay, you were okay with this before, and that's who I am. That's essentially who I am as a person. So now you want me to change it? It doesn't make sense, and it won't sit well. Think of yourself. If somebody asked you to change overnight, how would you like it? Be honest. And talking about honesty, well, goes without saying, trust, honesty, they both work together. And even sometimes in a relationship, because relationships are so complex, even the slightest breach of trust and being dishonest can lead to cracks in a relationship that can generally over time develop into fissures, develop into these deep sort of wells where you don't even really understand where you've started falling in. That is what dishonesty does. You have to be honest in your relationships. Be honest to yourself, because in a way, you're not just being honest to another person or the relationship, you have to be honest to yourself. So you may think, okay, we're going to have an argument about this. Isn't it better that you solve something there and then? And okay, maybe things that you wouldn't want happening, but it's better to nip the evil in the bud and to deal with a situation that could potentially become a bigger problem later down the relationship. understanding each other, getting a proper perspective about what your partner is saying. Many times, as I said before, in a relationship, it'll be me, I want to do this, you're not listening to me, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And then all of a sudden it hits you, the realization, okay, well it should if it doesn't, that hey, it's not just all about me. If another person, if your partner is constantly repeating the same things to you, but look, I feel that you don't handle a situation in a proper way. When you get angry, you lash out too much, and that leaves me hurt. So if you're looking at things from one perspective, if you're looking at things from just your own, angle, then you're not going to understand where the other person is coming from. And you need to do that. You need to step out of yourself in a relationship. You need to step out of yourself from time to time and look at things objectively, and not only objectively, look at things from the other person's point of view. Put yourself in their shoes. Caring for each other. I mean, it's last but by no means least, caring for each other is something that is a fundamental part of every relationship. When you care for somebody, that is showing them what their priority is in your life. That is showing them how special they are to you. That is showing them about the bond that you both share, and that is what makes them special. When you care for somebody, you are telling them that I love you. That is the way that you put those feelings across. And whether it's whatever relationship it is, a family relationship, with your children, with siblings, with your parents, with your partner, whatever it is, caring is a fundamental part of that relationship. Now, of course, there are many other things that we could have discussed as well, but these are one of the main things that I think that a person should, be able to master if we're talking about building healthy relationships and salvaging the ones that we have. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you find it has, please do comment in the box below and leave your suggestions. How have you been able to help yourself through a difficult relationship? We'd love to hear about that. And do subscribe to the channel if you want to, and like and share the video as well. Until next time, bye bye.